Hello, bonjour. Welcome to this new episode on Accessible. Today we are the 17th of March, exceptional day today as we are celebrating St. Patrick Day. So let me tell you a little bit about the St. Patrick Day. So it began in Ireland over 5 centuries ago, as St. Patrick is known to be the Saint Patron of Ireland. He helped bringing Christianity within the country. Over the time, the celebration of St. Patrick, that was a religious feast, became a celebration of tradition, community, and togetherness. So let's go to Ireland and explore and enjoy St. Patrick Day. The truth about St. Patrick. St. Patrick was born in Roman Britain, captured and brought to Ireland as a young man, later returning as a missionary. His life represents faith, endurance, and transformation, which is why he became Ireland's Saint Patron. So St. Patrick is originally not Irish. So why do we celebrate St. Patrick Day on the 17th of March? It is actually celebrating because when St. Patrick died, he died on the 17th of March, 461 years after the birth of Christ. St. Patrick's Day is big in America because of the strong Irish immigration history. Millions of Irish migrants brought their tradition with them, and over time, the day became a proud celebration of Irish heritage, community, and cultural identity, embraced widely across the country. The truth about the four-leaf clover. The four-leaf clover is rare and not the original Irish symbol. Traditionally, the three-leaf shamrock was used by St. Patrick's to explain faith. The four-leaf clover later became a symbol of good luck because finding one is uncommon. Each leaf often said to represent faith, hope, love, and luck. The luckiest things to do on St. Patrick's Day is to wear green and share good wishes, traditionally believed to attract good fortune, positivity, and joyful connections for the year ahead. Our team went to 2 traditional Irish pubs to meet people who were celebrating St. Patrick's Day and to hear what this special day means to them.
So we are here with Mahima. She has agreed to talk with us a little bit today about the Irish culture and the St. Patrick's Day. So hello, Mahima.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for agreeing to talk with us. And so tell me, are you Irish or Irish for the day?
Irish by heart, and I'm fully committed.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I am from Manaus, Brazil, from the middle of the Atlantic, from the Amazon rainforest. I'm a biologist. I used to work with frogs, and then I moved to Portugal to do my PhD, currently working with bats. And I am a lover from the Irish culture. I mean, suddenly one day I started seeing more about Ireland. I was already in love with Ireland way before because of One Direction. So one of the members, Niall Horan, he's Irish. But then suddenly I started getting to know more about Ireland and then suddenly fell in love with it.
Okay, and you are here tonight celebrating St. Patrick Day. And have you ever been to Ireland before?
I have been to Baile Haklia, aka Dublin. And oh my God, such a spectacular place. I was there for, I think, 3 days. But I fell in love with everything. I mean, people were so warm there. I mean, you could talk to anyone and they were always willing to help you and talk to you. And their accent, oh my God, the accent is beautiful. I fell in love also with the pub. So I went to the most touristy place, the Temple Bar, but I went twice there, 2 days straight. And I was there having Guinness with my friends. And then I was seeing the live music. I don't know how to explain, but it was so cozy that I felt like home being there. And even though I was just in one place in Dublin, I really want to see other places like Galway. I really want to go. Ed Sheeran told me to go to Galway.
You should definitely go to Galway. And if you have to say, what was your favorite thing in Ireland? Like you mentioned a lot of cool things, but what you can say that was the most coolest thing there?
I don't know. People, I would say, yes, people there were amazing. Irish breakfast, oh my God. I had never had like such a big breakfast. And along with the breakfast, of course, Guinness. I had never had Guinness before. And then I had the first time there. And I don't know, from the first sip, I was like, yeah, that's it. It's my favorite. I also like Baileys. So
Baileys, okay.
It's amazing. So shots of Baileys, Guinness. No. Irish people are not alcoholic. Oh, I think they are, I'm not sure. But everything. People, alcohol, the scenery is beautiful, the cobble streets, and Ireland also, okay, we're talking about all that, but Ireland has so much history. I love how they're proud of their culture. It doesn't matter where they are. If you ask, where are you from? Oh, Ireland. Even though their family left Ireland in the 800s, but they're still Irish, so they're proud of it. The music also is amazing. The traditional Irish music, perfect.
So we are here with Paulo. He works here in the Ryan's Irish pub. He has agreed to talk with us. So Paulo, hello. Thank you for agreeing to talk with us.
My pleasure.
So how long have you been working here?
Okay, I'm working here since 08, it's last time. I know the pub since 2000. But I started here as a manager in 08, so a long time now. People tell me that I belong with the furniture of the bar now, as long I'm here. So it's been a long walk.
Do you know something about the Irish culture that you like, that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I like the Irish culture. They always go to the pub. After work, they go to the pub to watch some football, rugby, GAA, a traditional Irish sport. They go to the pub. They do most of the day in the pub. That's good. They talk with everyone. It's not like here in Portugal. It's pretty normal. A lonely person comes to the pub, sit in the counter and start talking with the barmen, with the guys next to them. There's no problem. They just enjoy life drinking at the Irish pub.
A lot of Irish people come here to this bar?
Yeah, some. There are a lot. Special some days. Tomorrow will be a crazy day because Ireland is playing in rugby, so many Irish events, they are full of Irish people here. The GAA in July will be the finals. We completely crowded with Irish people. Both floors of the bar will be crowded. Most of Portugal doesn't know GAA, but it's an Irish traditional sport. Oh, it's bigger than football in Ireland.
Yes.
But you can imagine. So.
Yes. And how can you tell, what is your favorite Irish drink?
My favorite Irish drink, of course, must be Guinness.
Yes.
Yes.
What can you tell about Guinness?
Guinness, it's not only a beer, like the Irish tell us. Each pint of Guinness, it's like a steak. It's a special way to pour it, and you drink it. It's thicker than normal lager, normal beer. It's unique. Guinness is a beer you like it or you don't like it, because it's completely different than all the others. It started with the way it's poured. You pour in 2 times, not all the once. Property, the gas is nitrogen, not CO2, like the normal drinks. It makes the beer, the spoon of the beer, more thicker. You can drink it with a spoon, if you can tell like that.
Okay. Yes.
And you can take like 119.5 seconds to pour a good Guinness. 120 when you see me pour the beer before that. You start with an angle of 45 degrees. You pour a little bit, then you put the glass on top, pour all the way until like quarters of the beer. Wait a minute, then you pour the rest.
That's
That's a perfect Guinness.
That's the perfect Guinness.
Guinness is Ireland's most iconic drink. First brewed in Dublin in 1759, known for its deep dark color and creamy head. It symbolizes Irish tradition, craftsmanship, and conviviality, especially celebrated on St. Patrick's Day. Baileys is from Ireland, of course. Baileys Irish Cream was created in Dublin in 1974, blending Irish whiskey and cream, and has become a well-known symbol of Irish indulgence and warmth.
You were explaining a cool thing before we start the interview about the tradition of the Guinness. Could you explain to us?
Oh, one thing, if you want to know if you're truly Irish, you have to take the Guinness, drink it until you split the G. If you split the G, then you're truly Irish. I did that once, so I think I already have my honorary Irish citizenship, but I don't want to do it again. Slancha.
Slancha. And if you had to describe the Irish culture, Irish tradition in one sentence for someone who doesn't know anything about Ireland, what would you say?
Ireland is known for their history, for the warm people, for the humor, for the music, for the storytelling, the Celtic culture, the folklore, and Guinness.
I'm here with Paul.
Yeah.
So Paul, are you Irish or Irish for the day?
No, I'm Irish, full Irish, yeah. I'm a place called County Fermanagh and Enniskillen.
Okay.
It is about 12 miles from Southern Ireland.
And if you could describe something about the Irish culture for someone who doesn't know anything about in one sentence, what would you say?
The crack. The crack would be just everybody enjoying themselves and everyone out for a good time, and that's what it'd be, just enjoying the crack.
Let's talk what people eat traditionally on St. Patrick's Day. People enjoy Irish comfort food such as corned beef and cabbage, Irish stew, soda bread, potatoes, and potato pancake called boxty as well. For drinks, just for me to underline it, they will have Guinness, Irish beer, Irish whiskey, and sometimes cider are very popular and special during St. Patrick's Day. But as you know, Ireland is not only about St. Patrick's Day. There is much, much more to discover. Irish coffee does come from Ireland. It was created in the 1940s by an Irish chef, and he combines hot coffee, Irish whiskey, sugar, and cream, becoming a classic symbol of Irish hospitality. Barry's tea is from Ireland, of course, and it was found in Cork in 1901 and is one of Ireland's most beloved teas, known for its strong, comforting blend and deep place in Irish daily life. Hurling is one of Ireland's oldest and most cherished sports. Played over 3,000 years, it combines speed, skill, and teamwork, using a wooden stick called a hurley and a small ball. Hurling is a powerful symbol of Irish heritage, pride, and community spirit. The Irish Garden Ring is a ring of friendship from Ireland. It is originating from Galway. The design hands of friendship, heart for love, and crown for loyalty. It is a lasting symbol of Irish tradition and meaningful connection. The Celtic language is Irish. More precisely, Irish Gaelic is a Celtic language native to Ireland. It is one of the oldest living languages in Europe and remains an important part of Irish culture and identity today.
So we're still here at Ryan's Pub, and I'm here with Jack. So Jack, thank you again for agreeing
Very welcome.
with us. And you are from Ireland.
Correct. I'm from Galway.
What is your favorite thing about St. Patrick?
My favorite thing is the culture of the Irish that travels worldwide. We are accepted in the four corners of the world.
And if you could describe something about the Irish culture for someone who doesn't know anything about it in one sentence, what would it be?
Have fun in life. Enjoy yourself. Patrick's Day is enjoyment, celebration of life, really.
One last question that I would like to ask you is if you could send St. Patrick's Day wish to the world tonight, what would you say?
Oh, definitely one of the famous things. May your troubles be less, your blessings more, and nothing but happiness comes through your door.
Be safe, be happy, and have fun.
Just everybody enjoy yourself and just and a peace for everyone. And what we're going through at the minute, so it'll be just peace and enjoy the crack, as what we would say in Ireland.
Drink more. Don't worry, or life is just 2 seconds, so enjoy life.
One thing, you know
Tell
that
me.
St. Patrick, actually, the color of St. Patrick is actually blue. First of all, St. Patrick is from Britain. He came to Ireland as a missionary, and the traditional color of St. Patrick is actually blue. But then after a while, people changed the color to green to match the famous name of Ireland, which is the Emerald Isle. But technically it's blue, and now that it changed to green, even in some places like the United States, they dye the river green.
Yeah, the Chicago River.
Yes. I didn't know about that, and then when I got to know, I was like, wow, that's amazing.
I see that you are really know a lot about Ireland. We can really tell that she is an Irish by heart.
I am
for
an
sure.
Irish by heart. I am Brazilian, but I think part of me is Irish. Maybe I had an Irish ancestor. I don't know. Let's see.
Maybe, yes. Who knows?
So enjoy this moment, enjoy this day today of St. Patrick Day, together with your loved ones, your families, friends, and your community. So I would like also to send all our love to everyone named Patrick all around the world, and including my own brother. So happy St. Patrick Day for us here in Accessible. Lots of love, celebration, happiness, togetherness. See you soon on Accessible again. Happy St. Patrick Day. Bye-bye.
La féile, park, Shauna Ditch.